Good evening and welcome to the August 13th, 2026 meeting of the Yorktown Zoning Board of Appeals. My name is John Meisterich. I chair the board. With me tonight are Michael Rambaran, Anthony Altamari, Bill Gregory, Bob Fahey, our town attorney David Chen, and our legal assistant Nisreen Corey. The order of the meeting for tonight, first thing I have to do is make a motion to approve the minutes from our June meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. So I sent you a copy, Nisreen, of those. So now we have to set up the next meeting. So we're having some network difficulties here tonight. The information's written on a piece of paper right there, old school. So if you're here under what we call new business, that means your first meeting with us. Generally, what we're going to do is set you down for a hearing on September 24th. That's the next meeting that we have here in the boardroom. If I call for a site visit, we try to get together as a board on September 19th, which is the Saturday before the meeting. And, you know, before 12 o'clock, we start in the southern end of town normally and work our way northwards. So if you have something, either mark it off or, you know, somehow you don't have to be there, but we will knock on the door most likely to maybe see what you got going on. You would have to do mailings if we're opening a hearing, and those mailings must be sent with a certificate of mailing to your neighbors. Postmarked between August 31st and September 9th. And Nisreen has the form that you have to send to your neighbors explaining your project and the required variance. You also have to put a sign on your property, provide back a picture of the sign before the meeting, and a copy of the notice that you sent to your neighbors. Okay. So moving on in our agenda, new business, Bunjaj can come up to the podium. This is an application for a building permit to construct a shed that requires a front yard variance of 15.4 feet where 50 is required at 1786 Wiley Road. Can you just state your name for the record, please?
My name, I'm sorry, I don't speak good English, just a little bit.
All right.
Yeah, just I have to say my name.
Yes.
My name is Markel John Bunjaj.
Okay. So basically what we're going to do is set this down for a site visit on September 19th. And I'll refer to the building department. So our building inspector will probably come before that. And a public hearing on September 24th.
Okay.
So do I have a second on that?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. So if you have questions, Nisreen, you know, you have to do the sign, the mailings, so we can open the hearing next month.
Okay.
Okay? Great. That's it. That's it for
Thank you.
tonight.
Thank you.
Okay. Lackerman. All right. This is a application. I think it's for a renewal to store it doesn't say it here, but it's a renewal for a commercial vehicle on a residential property at 201 Montrose Road. Noting that no one's here, I will set this down. I will make a motion to set this. Do we need a site visit on?
Do a site. Yeah, we'll do a site.
All right.
Yes.
Set this down for a site visit on September 19th. Refer to the building department and a public hearing on September 24th. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Tramelli? Okay, this is an application for a building permit to construct an addition and front portico that requires the following: a front yard setback for second floor addition overhang of 35.4 feet where 36 feet is allowed, and a front yard setback for portico of 32.8 feet where 36 feet is allowed at 325 Heather Court. So I will make a motion to refer this to the building department, set it down for a site visit on September 19th and a public hearing on September 24th. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, Abrams. This is a application for renewal of an accessory apartment at 3461 Sagamore Ave. So I will handle this administratively, meaning no site visit, and I will refer it to building and set it down for a public hearing on September 24th. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Nicolo. This is an application to construct an addition that requires a side yard setback of 8.7 feet where 15 feet is required at 3271 South Shelley Street. So I will make a motion to refer this to building, set it down for site visit on the 19th and a public hearing on the 24th. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Boga. This is a renewal of an accessory at 3747 Briar Hill Street. I will make a motion to refer this to building, handle it administratively, and a public hearing on September 24th. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Silage. This is an application to construct a detached garage that requires a side yard setback of 23.5 feet where 30 feet is required, and a height variance of 22 feet where 15 feet is allowed at 1217 Underhill Ave. So I will make a motion to refer this to building, set it down for a site visit on September 19th and a public hearing on September 24th. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Underhill Soundview LLC. This is an application to construct a 4-unit townhouse that requires a side yard setback of 35 feet where 40 feet is required, and the premises is located in an R140 zone. So can I have your name for the record before we?
Michael Galera,
Okay, so
And you are? What do you?
owner's representative.
Thank you, sir.
do you have any kind of background on what, like I read through the statute and it seems like the planning board is empowered by the code to grant, I wouldn't call them variances because that's not the word that was used, but
Correct.
to,
I believe the planning
to
board is
alter the
reviewing this.
bulk requirements, let's put it that way.
Correct.
So you're here for a variance, do you have any background as to why that was required?
The request is to lengthen the driveways of that unit. The driveways of the original site plan were always short. We made a recent change that relocated a townhouse building and slightly relocated the road, which made these driveways shorter. So we're requesting the variance to lengthen those driveways.
Okay. I guess my only issue is whether you belong in front of the planning board or the zoning board.
I believe this is going in front of the planning board.
Okay. So what I will do for our purposes tonight is to refer to the planning board. I'll set it down for the hearing. I think I may find out we don't need a variance and then we would just basically dismiss it. But, you know, I don't want to grant a variance that the code doesn't say we needs to even be a variance.
Sure.
What do we have to do? Look into whether this is required or not? What do we do?
Well, if you read the statute, it basically indicates that the planning board can do it,
We're
you
gonna
know.
review the statute
Yeah.
and find out.
Okay,
whether or
now
not
I
we
understand.
need-
Very
Yeah,
good.
we may, anyhow. So what I'm going to do is make a motion to refer this to the planning board and refer to the building department. I guess.
Wanna do a site on this?
Want to do a site visit?
Have you, that area in the back, has that been started yet, other than this particular
Some of the buildings have
building?
been started, but this building obviously hasn't been started.
Okay.
But it is a construction site.
Yeah, we'll take a look.
All right, so I'll set it down for a site visit on September 19th and a public hearing on September 24th. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to move on to our the rest of our agenda. Under adjourned, we have Pasantes. This is an application for a ground-mounted solar system, and basically, would assume from no one being here that they're still with the planning board.
Yes.
So I will make a motion to adjourn Passantes to the September meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Sansi? So this is an application seeking a variance to legalize a chicken coop on a lot size of 20,000 square feet where 40,000 square feet is required and does not meet the 30-foot setback from the side and rear property lines as per the section of the zoning code. And then, in addition to these variances, we would then talk about a special use permit to allow the keeping of chickens. Okay. So, can you just state your name for the record, please?
Marco Sanzi.
So I'm going to read a memo before we start.
I don't see
Talking
it
too
here in the
much?
file, but go, look, I don't see it here. With the stickies on it. Oh, see, I should
There
have.
it is, toward the back. Yeah.
All the way to the back.
Um,
There it is.
yeah.
There we go.
Well,
All right.
So the engineering is kind of an email, but I think I have a memo from the building inspector, and it's dated August 10th. This is an application for a special permit for a chicken coop. The property is in the R120 zone. Variances are required for lot area of 22,300 square feet, where 40,000 square feet is required, and a rear yard setback of 13.8 feet, and a side yard setback of 16 feet, where 30 feet is required for both. The location of the chicken coop and fowl run is in a regulated wetland and will require a wetland permit from the engineering department. And it's a C email from engineering department, which I also have. And it's basically the town engineer stating such. So I don't know if this is new information for you tonight. So at this point, what I would suggest is that you look into how that would happen, a wetlands permit. I wouldn't want to grant a special use permit until that was approved and in front of me.
Okay, I've done
So-
it before when I built the
yeah.
pool, so it's not hard.
So what I would do is make a motion, well, we could still, you want to do site visits and all? We can still do the site
Yeah,
visit.
we've been there.
I did
We've
it
seen
already.
Oh, yeah,
already.
yeah,
There's
okay,
nothing
yeah.
more to see.
Sorry, confused. So I will just make a motion to adjourn this to our September meeting. Before I do that, is anyone in the audience here for this application? So I'll just make a motion to adjourn this to our September meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Fremont is a renewal of an accessory. Anyone here on Fremont? So we'll handle that at the end of the meeting. Frey? You can come up. This is an application for a building permit to legalize a shed that requires a variance for rear yard setback of 4 feet where 10 feet is required, a side yard setback of 3.5 where 10 feet is required at 1743 Payne Street. So can you just state your name for the record and briefly describe what's going on with the application?
Stephen Fry.
Okay, so we don't have our TV screens operating, so you basically, I guess we'll have to imagine it for a moment, but it's a shed in your rear yard, I assume.
Yeah, the area of Yorktown that we live are very small postage stamp lots. If we were to do what the setbacks ask for, it would be in my living room.
Okay,
There was an old shed there.
yeah,
I did put it, this shed, exactly where the other one was, but I know
Is
that
the
it's
shed
not.
that you put on the property now the same size as what it was before?
No.
You increased the size of it?
It did, yeah.
Okay, was the
It was
original,
10 by 8, it's now 10 by
was the,
14.
was the original shed similar to what was in your neighbor's yard, just to the right of your fence?
No.
It's not, okay, we were out there, we did a site, and we were
Yeah, no worries.
trying to get the idea of what you did, you know,
Yeah.
so.
Just to make sure that we're getting the right numbers, the survey that you submitted
Mhm.
indicated
Shed's
a
there,
2.5 foot
There's one on the
backyard and a
Much
5
bigger.
foot, 5.5 foot side yard. Are you saying that the location of the new shed The survey obviously is from 2001.
Yep.
Is the new shed that you put in the exact same spot?
Yes, it's just larger.
Okay, should we then, are we fairly certain about the numbers? That's the reason
So
I'm
when you
asking.
put it up, since it grew, did it
Yeah.
grow towards your house?
You want to come up and take
Yeah.
a look at this?
No, I know what you're referring to.
This is the survey that was done in 2001.
100%, and that's exactly where the other shed is.
All right, so then, so that's the reason why I'm asking for the I want to make sure that if we're going to grant it,
Yeah.
we grant it correctly.
Correct. I made a personal guesstimation. I
Guesstimation.
don't know for certain
Okay.
exactly what the
Did
dimensions
the
are.
original
All right, so
shed
you're
have approval?
thinking, though, that the location of the shed that
It's
you do,
greater than the number
Yeah,
that I
yeah,
gave you.
put it in the same
In other words,
spot
I
as
asked for
grandfather,
4, I think it's greater than 4. I asked for 2.5, I think it's greater than 2.5.
when you say greater, you mean
In other
lesser?
words,
Less of an,
you guys had said you thought it was about 2.5 feet from the side yard. I think it's 3 to 3.5.
okay.
And from the backyard, I think it's 5 or 6 feet, and we're saying 4 feet.
The
So
only
I'm
reason,
giving you numbers.
the only reason I'm asking is that basically at some
I
point,
agree with you. If you said 4 and it ends up being 3.5.
Right,
then
you're-
we're
you're
in a-
back
we're
here
in a
again.
predicament.
Yeah.
so I guess that my question is, do you want to go with the numbers that you gave us? Or do you want to go out and make sure that you're absolutely correct in it?
I feel pretty confident that the numbers I gave you were
Accurate?
What's that,
accurate
what's that
or
commercial, do you feel
in
something confident?
favor of it being
Being
greater
further
than
away?
what
You
what I'm asking.
were
Okay.
conservative in your guesstimation.
Okay.
So,
Curious question before you
Sure.
go. When you had the original shed was there, was that given any kind of a variance before? Was there anything on
That was
record?
there when
So
we
it's
built the
always been
house.
Yeah.
there and,
In 1990.
okay, because if it was the same,
Well,
if it was
Yeah.
the same footprint, this would be moot, would be,
Yeah, and if
to follow in the
and-
same
yeah.
route. So,
Yeah.
all right.
All right, so
Yeah.
you're saying then that basically it's greater than 2.5 feet or 2.8 feet from the rear
Side
lot
yard.
line
The side yard, yeah.
and 5 feet from the side lot
But
line?
we're asking for 4, correct?
Okay, all right,
Yes, sir.
okay. Just so we understand,
No, I
we
appreciate
just want,
that.
we just want to make sure we're doing it correctly.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I did it conservatively.
so is
Okay.
4 and 3.5, is that correct then? Because someone just said 2.8.
4 and 3, what he gave us is theoretically correct.
4 and, you want 4 and
So we can
3.5.
give, so we can render a theoretical opinion.
Yes, we
I
can.
just don't want All right. I'm sorry, everyone. Okay, so let me
Say
just,
give or take 10 feet.
Yeah.
Would you be able to submit a plan showing exactly where you put it based on the survey?
I gave
that's
pictures and everything already.
there? Okay.
Yeah. Okay,
so I have a memo from Steve Frayetta, Assisting Building Inspector. Applicant is requesting variances to legalize an existing shed with rear yard setback of 4 feet where 10 feet is required, side yard setback of 3.5 where 10 feet is required, inspected this property and have no objections to granting the relief. Is anyone in the audience here to speak about this application? So I will make a motion to grant the variances for a rear yard setback of 4 feet where 10 is required, and a side yard setback of 3.5 feet where 10 feet is required, with the stipulation that this pertains only to the plans submitted and not the remainder of the property line. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
aye,
All right, so you're done. It's granted.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
okay.
The Exploratory Play Center of Yorktown.
It's exploratory, what's exploratory? plan?
This is an application for a special use permit for a new daycare facility, the Exploratory Play Center of Yorktown. The property is in the R120 zoning, and a previous planning board approval was granted for school use. And the address here is 2405 Crampon Road. Okay, so can you just state your names?
Sure. My name is Gene Vetrano. I'm here with Site Design Consultants, and
Okay.
Grace Romagnoli is the owner of the business.
Okay. So, can you just give me a little bit of background, because we have a 2021 resolution and, you know,
Sure.
Here.
Back in 2021, the Mariel School came before you, was granted a, I guess, special use permit to use that as a preschool.
right,
They've since ended that program. Since then, Grace now has met with St. Andrews. We actually prepared preliminary drawings, already went to the building department. They made comments. We amended the drawings accordingly. We had to provide second means of egress from 3 of the interior classrooms. When the Mariel School was there, we did those plans also, but it wasn't required because daycare has different requirements.
okay,
Grace has also filed with the state for her license to have that program at the St. Andrews School. We prepared a site plan showing traffic flow, because that was a concern. And I'll tell you that when Mariel School had everything approved, they were projecting a maximum of 70 students. Grace's program, she's projecting at 55 when it's at full capacity. And it is daycare. The traffic flow is going to be minimal, and it's not going to be all at one time. Probably starting about 6:30. Drop off may be from 6:30 to 9, and then pickup could be, staggered during the day. Yeah. So,
okay, so, unfortunately, I can't pull up the original planning resolution because of the technical issues, but in that, I think they did have a number of children, like 70
Every
something.
room was on the plans.
Right.
The
Yeah.
capacity from OCFS, which is Office of Children and Family Services.
And that was like 70, and now you're saying it's gonna be
No,
like
I'm licensed for, right now, 55.
55?
Yeah,
Breakdowns here on the
that's our
sheet if you wanna
capacity of
see.
each room.
Here's your breakdown, 7 rooms.
yeah, I think we handed in a sheet that showed the
Okay, right here.
proposed capacity in each room.
So basically, in essence, what you're doing is operating something that was previously there under a,
Similar,
Extremely-
different age
extremely
group.
similar.
Different age group, and different licensing with
And
the
the-
state.
okay.
Memo and memo.
Yeah, let me read the memos.
Are the requirements really vastly different?
Yeah,
Really? Wow.
I have
Yes.
no idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
Infants, toddlers, sinks, doors,
Mhm.
Staff capacity, things like that.
so I have a memo from the planning board, which we referred you to. So the planning board, at its meeting on July 20th, 2026, discussed the subject referral for a daycare at St. Andrew's Church. The planning board has no planning objections to the proposed daycare facility. Memo from our building inspector, Steve Frayetta. This is an application for a special permit for a daycare center located at the St. Andrews Mariel School that was required for the zoning code. I've inspected this property on August 11th and have no objections to issuing the special permit. A building permit and a certificate of occupancy will be required prior to use. So this plan that we have, is this,
That's it, yeah, we submitted the building permit application also.
Okay.
Yes.
so, does anyone in the audience have any comments on this application?
I have a question. You said you're licensed for 55? So is your license tied to a quantity, like a number of,
We have 7 rooms, and each of the rooms has a certain capacity between age group and square footage of how many children. So example,
Okay.
one room is 8, one room is 10, one room is 5.
so it's based on the capacity of the
Yeah,
occupant?
square
Square
footage.
Okay,
footage of the
so
room.
not that your license is, you're only licensed for,
The license will be licensed for the entire building, and it covers,
Okay.
it's
okay,
required.
I just went by, you said you were licensed for 55, so
That's when every room is at capacity.
right. Okay,
Eight,
but
eight,
if you had more rooms, you could
Yes.
you could
There is a
have,
multi-purpose room, and fire inspector, not the local town, it's from the state. They said that if I wanted to use it's like a gym, the multi-purpose room, I could get licensed. I'd have to just reapply for them and say, yes, you could put 12 more children in here. If I
Right.
ever do it, probably not, because it's supposed to be, and then I have to partition it.
You'd have to
Just
come
over
back
3.
before, you'd have to come back before us then, at that point.
I don't think, because
I
we're just,
don't know, because.
we're asking for a special
Yeah.
use permit.
Yeah,
We're
I
not
don't know
asking.
that.
what
We're
they
giving-
Well-
want.
We're giving it to you based on the number of people that you're presenting right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
And that's the criteria that we're using
Yeah,
for
well,
our
if
you
judgment.
change it, yeah.
But
If you
for
tell us we
someone to
need
walk
to,
in
we'll
and
come
say,
back.
oh, you
Right,
wanna add
but
more
there's no
12, it's
structural
okay?
changes.
Right.
It's just a
Right,
matter of
right.
using additional space, like,
Yeah.
these people are here, we wanna now use it. No
Yeah.
structural
Yeah,
changes.
if we need to come
Yeah,
back, we'll
so,
Right, if we have to
so,
come back, we come back. Otherwise, I'm good at where I am.
yeah, well, what we're kind of getting at is, there was a previous approval for a school, which is very, very similar, but not exactly the same. The previous approval did allow even more,
70 students, I
yeah,
believe, for each.
students, but you're,
The ages,
right.
they were school age.
so I sent this to the planning board because in theory, we could have said, we're gonna start this whole thing over again and, you know, a whole new plan approval, and it's a big,
Sure.
long, lengthy, complicated process. But when you look at it on the face and say, okay, the original site plan was designed to handle more students, everything was done at that point, so it's not really a risk of anything if we're reducing that number. So that's why we'll probably stipulate 55, and.
And if we need to come back,
yeah,
sure.
If it ever needs
I'd
to
have to
grow.
contact the state anyway. if I
Yeah,
went
so
that
you
route,
would have
they
to come
probably
back
tell-
to us, and this permit renews every 3 years anyway, so you could probably, if ever came to be,
Yeah,
build it into
All
like
I
a
was alluding
renewal.
to is that it's like, you know, you keep everybody in the loop. So that's something like, okay, tomorrow it's like everything's increased. That could be a problem. So,
So is the license it's a state license? Yeah.
Do you're in the process of securing that at this juncture?
Yes, I can show you, I have 2 inspections that I just had on,
Okay.
what's today, Thursday? They were just there on Tuesday.
The only
It's a
thing,
Licensor, it's fire inspector and
Right,
supervisor.
right,
And I
exactly.
have the site that they were there, but they said that they'll issue me the license that I could open as long as the permit is, I guess, coming,
Okay.
and hopefully vice versa. It's kind of like.
Because one of the
coming
things,
together.
Right.
if you can, you know, basically, we'd like to see a copy of
When I
that
get
put
the-
in the file,
When I get the license.
yes,
Oh, yeah, right.
okay?
that'll keep the files, everything up to date. Everybody's on the
Right.
same.
Are they requiring the variance in order for you to get your license?
No, the only, they're requiring certain rooms, like there's 2 rooms out of the 7 that have already second means of egress.
Mm-hmm.
And those are certain age groups.
Can you get
Certain
clo-
age
yeah.
groups I could put in that room.
You're just speaking to them.
Go ahead,
Oh, I'm sorry. So
Tom-
there are
yeah.
certain age groups I could put in those rooms, the 2 rooms that already have egress. The other rooms, as long as the children are over 36 months, I can use those rooms, and they will license me as long as I get a permit that I can now do I don't know which comes first. I thought I was getting like a building permit that I can now put the second means of egress in. So I don't know if that's not happening tonight. If that doesn't happen
Yeah.
tonight, then I could technically open through the state and just use the rooms that have the egress, putting the proper age group in those rooms. So I don't need doors in every room. I don't need second means of egress in every room. Just 3 of them that I'm choosing based on the age group I want. I don't know when I get the permit, though, to actually
Have you-
do the physical work.
Have you filed
You
for
saw
that?
it. You were
Yeah,
there when I
no,
saw you, right?
I know. Have you filed for it with the building department?
Yes, we
Yes.
have.
Okay.
We have, yeah.
So she'll need a C of O first,
Yeah.
and then,
Yeah.
And when would that,
as soon as you do the work.
so I can do the work?
Yeah, we'll issue.
That's what I wanted to know.
Yes, call me
And
tomorrow.
who do you need, who's allowed to do the work?
We
What do
need a
you,
contractor, we need a contractor's insurance.
We'll talk about it. yeah.
okay, so they have to
And-
come in?
And it goes to NISBA.
No, it's, if it's all done.
When they're
and-
done.
And the building inspector comes out and he looks at it, he's gonna say, hey, you did a great job.
Okay.
Otherwise, if it's not right, he'll tell you, no, you didn't do it. And
Okay.
you got it correct. But if you got a licensed guy and he knows what he's doing.
Right.
It's done, you know,
And
don't worry.
then
Just come
that
in.
would require, then that would be done, and then I get the C of O, because it's complete
Yeah.
Correct.
on this
Hey,
inspection. Okay. Sounds good to me.
Okay.
you got it.
Anyone in the audience here to speak about this application? Okay, so given everything that was just stated, I will make a motion to grant the special use permit for a daycare center at 2405 Crampon Road for a period of 3 years, subject to attaining a building permit, certificate of occupancy, state license, and limited to 55 children. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay, so this part's approved for 3 years. The rest is the building department, the
Thank you.
state, and,
I'm gonna hire her to come to the meetings with me.
yeah, she did great.
You didn't have to say
Anybody wants to
anything.
open a daycare, they
You were
can call
good,
me.
you didn't have to say anything.
You're welcome. Okay,
This is done, right?
yeah, thank you. Bunjaj is a renewal. Is anyone here on? Oh,
Hey,
He's coming back?
what
you
happened?
again.
Sorry, guys, I left before.
It's
because
okay.
I say
But-
maybe it's finished.
Your brother was here before.
Sorry, yeah.
That other guy, yeah.
I'm sorry. What?
He has two
It's
applications.
the accessory
It's the
apartment.
same
This for a
apartment.
shed,
It's the
and
same
this is for a
address.
renewal, I think.
Oh, a shed. Okay.
This is for a renewal, so you want,
Yeah. So this is a renewal of an accessory apartment.
The new owner, so.
you want, he's a new,
Yeah.
oh, this is under new ownership, so this really isn't a renewal.
Okay, we gotta go see.
So I'm just going to read a memo from our building department. This is an application for renewal for a special permit for an accessory apartment. Properties in a C2 zone. I've inspected this property and found no violations, no objections to granting a renewal for the special permit. So I will make a motion to approve the renewal of the accessory apartment at 1786 Wiley Road for a period of 3 years. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so you're done. It's approved.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
And we'll see you next month for the shed.
Okay. Maldonado? This is an
I'm
application.
going, just before you do, because I'm an interested party, I'm gonna recuse myself from the application.
No,
Okay. This is an application to legalize a chicken coop that requires a special use permit of the town zoning code. We're in the R140 zone at 3545 Buckhorn Street. So can you just state your name for the record and tell us what we have here?
The first thing, I'm sorry, I don't speak English very well. I'm new in this
Okay.
country, but I love chickens. My name is Manuel Maldonado. I'm the owner of the house in the 45 Buckhorn Street in Shawbuck.
Okay. So we have seen that there is the chickens there. And, okay, so you're trying to get it legalized. So I have a memo that I'm going to read as I've been doing. So one of them is from the building inspector, and it states that this is an application for a special permit for a chicken coop per 300 of the zoning code. The property is in the R140 zone. The location of the chicken coop and fowl run is in regulated wetland and will require a wetland permit from the engineering department. And so see email from engineering. So again, as it came up earlier tonight, we have a determination from our town engineer, Dan Ciorcia, that a wetland permit is required. So for us, we basically, you have to get a wetland permit before we can approve the chicken coop. So Nazreen can help you.
do you understand? Do you understand what that means?
I try to
A
understand.
different,
I know
another
100%.
permit first, basically, a wetland permit, because of the brook, the water, the little river behind the
Yes.
house.
Yeah, because of how close you are
So-
with the chicken pen.
That has to be approved. It's like an environmental permit, basically, to do anything in a state-protected wetland.
Okay.
So we can't really approve this permit until I see that that is approved. And so I'll ask if anyone in the audience has anything about this application. So basically, I'm going to make a motion to, does anyone have any comments?
Was
on-
anything said about any of the sheds or anything on the property? Did the building department say anything about the shed on the right side of the property where that was located?
I'll have Steve
We'll have to
check.
check about that, but other than that, no, there was
Do
nothing.
they have the size of the property listed anywhere?
Property's huge.
Yeah,
Huge
it's a
piece
big.
of property. Huge amount. I think at one point, it's a three-family house now, and at one point, I think they petitioned to put a second house on the property, but because they gave a variance for the three-family, they didn't allow for the increase to put another piece of property, but it's a huge piece of property. And this chicken coop is at the very back, left-hand side, borders right onto the stream, and it's sitting right there. So that's where the question of the wetlands permit
Right.
comes into effect.
There's 100 foot in the buffer.
Yes, exactly, the situation.
So I will make a motion to adjourn this application to our September meeting. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. So you go to engineering or go, Ms. Reen will help you with how to do it and then back to us. Thank you.
Call me tomorrow.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Reyes?
Aldonado?
Yeah. This is an application seeking a variance to allow 6.5 foot wood fence in the front yard where 4.5 is allowed at 1727 Amazon Road. So can you just state your name for the record and what we have here?
Yes, my name is Oscar Reyes.
Okay. So is the fence already there?
Yes, part of it is.
It's there, but I have to
It's
finish
replacing
it.
sections of it
Finish
that
it.
that have been, I guess, abused.
Yeah.
Over time, they've worn out their principle. See if they
It's
can-
the one where the neighbor.
It's pretty straightforward, there's nothing, it's the same, the fence sections are the same height, right?
Yes, correct,
Yeah.
yes.
Just making it new.
Yeah, it's just replacing what's
Yeah.
there.
And it's only on, even though it's a front, but it's on the side. It's not across the front of the street.
No, it's on the west side with my neighbor house,
Yeah,
yes.
just between the two
Correct,
houses.
yes, sir.
I'm gonna see if there's any memos in here.
There it is.
Building memo? Yeah. Applicant is seeking variances to install a fence in the front yard with a height of 6.5 feet where 4.5 is required. I've inspected this property and have no objections to granting the relief. So yeah, I have a picture here. And we have the street and the fence, so the fence runs along the side of the house. Okay, so do I have any comments from the audience on this application? And no memos from anyone? Any comments from the board on this?
Does the language have to
Pretty
change from front to side on the
No,
request?
no,
Yeah.
so
No,
it
it's basically a
conforms,
side
yeah.
yard setup, it's really
Well,
nothing,
it's,
the way
what
the
it-
house is situated on the property is a
What
little
it
bit
is
different.
that it runs along the side lot line, but it's in the front yard.
Right,
The zoning ordinance allows you to have a 6-foot fence in the rear yard and in the side yard, but not in the front yard. So from the front of the house forward towards the road,
Mhm.
along the side
This
lot
part
line
is,
is where this is located.
and this part conforms and this part it
Doesn't.
doesn't. So it's correct. So,
when you look at it, it's a contiguous line, there's nothing that breaks the eye, unless it's not like it makes a turn or see anything, it's a straight line.
have you ever seen, that sometimes they'll have a,
Well, you
Yeah.
can,
yeah,
give me this. We'll show
like
it.
a fence section that goes up.
Goes up the hill.
Anyway, so I will make a motion to grant the variance to allow a 6.5 foot wood fence in the front yard where 4.5 is required, is allowed at 727 Amazon Road, 1727 Amazon Road,
Right.
with the stipulation that this applies only to the plans submitted in the area that is depicted, and not the remainder of the property. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, it's granted.
Side, the front
Thank you.
yard.
You're welcome.
Yeah. It's decided, yeah. Side of the
thank
property line.
Cantasani,
Physically in front of the house.
this is an application to construct an addition that requires a front yard setback of 39 feet where 50 feet is required, and a rear yard setback of 40 feet where 50 feet is required at 2148 Greenwood Street. So can you just state your names for the records and give a brief description of what we got going on?
Yeah, my name is Mark Cantasani. I live at 2148 Greenwood Street, and we need to put a front porch.
I'll do it.
You want my architect?
I'll take it.
Okay,
Tim Leonard,
sure.
architect, so I'm happy my client wanted to jump in.
Yes, do a job for you.
I don't know if he would be as good as that lady was, but I might want to hire her. But so because I'm an old school guy and I don't trust technology, I'm really glad I bought these.
Yeah,
So if you don't mind if I approach?
Sure.
Just to remind you of what the house looks like. It's this house. There's pictures of the front, the back, and the side. The whole house is basically non-conforming non-conforming to the setbacks because of the because of the oddly shaped triangular lot that's like 700 feet long in the front. So what we're asking to do is put another story on top of the existing non-conforming. The actual house itself won't increase the non-conformity on either the front or the rear, just raising the roof line, and that little, the green section you see, hand this to you. On that site plan is a one-story. We're just changing the roof pitch on that piece, so it's not even going up to the second story.
Where is that, at the back of the house,
Yes,
where
it's
the
in the back.
patio is?
It's a little, yeah, it's a patio, and there's a little sunroom there.
Yeah.
So it has a little shed roof now. We're just going to put a peak roof on it. In the front of the house, there's a kind of a falling down concrete and brick stoop that we want to replace. We want to bring it out a couple of more feet and put a roof over it to make it a little safer and look a lot nicer. And also bring the steps straight down into the, where they park their car, the steps will end right there. So we don't have to go around and zigzag around up the house. We're just going straight up through the front.
Just as an aside, excuse me, I'm reading the application on the agenda, and I just want to make sure that we're doing it correctly. The house is 46 feet from the front property line, correct?
The house itself.
The house itself, the porch is 39 feet.
Correct.
Okay, so we just have to kind of change the agenda a little bit
Okay.
to make sure that we're doing it correctly.
I
Huh?
mean, Steve updated it, but I probably didn't update it.
Okay, just to make sure that we're giving it to
Yes,
you
actually-
Want both
correctly.
variances, that's for sure.
It's
You know?
actually reversed if you read the language. It should be reversed.
Yeah.
So
So what we're doing then is we're going to have a front yard setback for the porch of 39 feet where 50 feet is required.
Correct.
And for the house, 46 feet where 50 is required.
Yeah, I didn't realize the agenda
Yeah.
was mistyped.
I just want to
Okay.
make sure that we're correct on
correct.
this
Thanks for
because I
picking that
didn't
up.
want to,
Absolutely.
Yeah, just go straight.
okay.
I think the memo is correct.
I'll read, so let me read the memo anyway. So I have a memo from our building inspector. This applicant is seeking variances to construct an addition with a front yard setback of 39 feet where 50 feet is required, and a rear yard setback in the memo says 40 where 50 feet is required. Although I think based on our discussion, it's
Yes,
46.
it's changed. Huh? Yeah, you can just change it on the record.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll grant it with 46. The lot is in the R140 district and requires a minimum lot size of 40,000 square feet, where 30,808 square feet exist, which is per the existing. All as per section of the code. I've inspected this property on August 6th and have no objections to granting the requested relief. Okay. Does anyone in the audience have anything to say about this application? Looking through this and my familiarity with that area over there, that house is rather isolated, I would say.
Well, it backs up to the town and railroad property,
Yeah.
so there's no one back there.
Right, so there's no one behind, even the sides don't seem to be.
Pretty spacious,
Yeah.
yes.
So I would, anyone on the board, any
Do we have to
comments?
do anything with the shed? We're doing something?
The
with
building department's dealing with that. We're gonna take the shed that's on the left-hand side, we're moving it so it complies, so we don't need a variance for it.
That-
Part
Yeah,
of the
that
fun.
was shown.
The
on the
foundation's
plans
built
that
like
we
a battleship anyway, man. It's like you're
It's
looking
his
at it.
business,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
why.
Yeah. It's almost-
That
it's
front
almost a
porch
sh-
will be
it's
built
really a
like a
shame. I mean,
battleship.
it was a great spot, you know?
Look at the size of this, look at this depth of this,
Okay.
the concrete.
So I will make a motion to grant the variances to construct an addition for, at 2148 Greenwood Street. The variances are a front yard setback of 39 feet where 50 is required, and a rear yard setback of 46 feet where 50 is required. Again, at 2148 Greenwood Street, with the stipulation that this applies only to the plans that have been submitted and not the remainder of the property line. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you so much.
You're
Have a good night.
Okay.
Anything else? Those others?
Those are mine.
Okay, cool.
Restiano, This is an application to construct a front porch addition that requires a front yard setback of 26.8 feet, where 30 feet is required, at 1633 Hanover Street. So can you just state your name for the record and give a brief description?
Claudia Restiano.
Hi.
And my husband is, you say your name. He's gonna talk.
Now he's shy, right?
He's the,
Yeah.
I'm just the applicant.
Okay.
He's the builder, so he can talk about it.
But I'm gonna talk.
So it's a front yard, I guess, you went for a permit and this
Yeah.
is what they flagged, so it hasn't been built yet or anything?
No.
Okay. 26 on Hanover, so anyone have any comments on this application? Let me read the building memo from Steve Frayetta. Applicant seeking a front yard variance of 26 feet 8 inches, where 30 feet is required, to construct a front porch at, per the zoning code. He's inspected the property and found no violations and no objections to granting relief. Anyone on the board have any comments?
That, what you're gonna put on, that's gonna run the full face of the front? You're
Yes.
not putting like a little portico to go in the house? You're gonna do the whole front porch?
Yeah.
Okay. I just want, yeah, that's what I thought. I just wanted to clarify.
Since we're in the paper mode, I guess it's gonna be tough to pull that out, but, so it's a full-length front porch.
Yeah, full length, yeah.
So, this doesn't appear to be too substantial of a variance, so I would basically make a motion to grant the variance to construct a front porch addition that requires a front yard setback of 26 feet 8. One memo said 26 feet 8 inches.
26.8 feet.
Okay. So a variance for a front yard setback of 26.8 feet, where 30 feet is allowed, where 30 feet is required, with the stipulation that this applies only to the plans submitted and not the remainder of the property line, and that the project be built in substantial conformity to the plans that have been submitted. Do I have a second?
For 3 years.
Yeah. Do I have a second?
Doesn't work that way.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, so you're granted.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Time to get to work.
Thanks. Bulfamonte. This is an application to amend an existing permit to add a front porch addition that requires a front yard setback of 35.1 feet, where 40 feet is required, at 3298 Poplar Street. Popular or Poplar? Poplar. Spell
Watch-
check.
Watching too
Yeah.
much Wicked, I think, popular.
Okay. So, can you just state your name for the record and give us a brief overview of what's
Yeah,
happening?
John Bulfamonte, homeowner. Towards the end of the renovation, my wife decided she just wanted to add a overhang just in the
I know
front
this.
area. It's not the length of the property, it's just a little overhang for us to hang out and
Okay.
sit, that's it.
Is this the one where there's an elevated
We-
back
we-
deck?
We were out there once before. We
I
came
got
out,
a-
you had the deck in the back.
Yeah, I got a
And
variance.
the house wraps around the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
we just out there. I was impressed with the front design. Really, really looking sharp.
Thank you, very
That's really
expensive.
nice.
I'm glad it's almost over.
Yeah.
You get to see a lot, and there's some things you go, but this that kind of, it looked impressive. I like the way you
Yeah,
did that.
I said at the last meeting, I'm just trying to give a nice house to my family, that's it. So, whatever I gotta do.
Okay, I'll read our,
She won't want to leave.
read the building memo. Applicant is seeking a variance to construct a front porch that will have a front yard setback of 35.1 feet, where 40 feet is required. Inspected the property on August 7th and found no violations, no objections to granting the relief. Does anyone in the audience have anything comments on this application? Anyone on the board have any comments on the application?
No,
Based on our reviews and our analysis, this does not appear to be substantial. It improves the character of the neighborhood and so forth and so on. So I will make a motion to grant the application for a front yard setback of 35.1 feet where 40 feet is required at 3298 Poplar Street, with the stipulation that this applies only to the requested variance and not the remainder of the property line, and that the project be completed in substantial conformity to the plans that have been submitted. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you,
It's
appreciate it.
approved. You're welcome.
Real quick, my kids wanted to see me on TV. Guys, it's over, go to bed. Thank you.
Wish I could.
Early bedtime.
Okay, Geldman?
Especially during
Is anyone here on Geldman? That's a renewal.
It's an ad.
All right.
But after the accessory apartment?
Yeah. So this is a renewal on accessory apartment at 1881 Morning View Drive. Just state your name for the record.
Carla Geldman.
So normally, even with this, we basically do it administratively, so it's, unless you have something that you want to say, I would make a
No,
motion to
I
grant
was just told to
the-
be here,
Yeah.
so I'm here.
There is a memo in the file.
Oh, let me read
And
it.
I haven't had an opportunity to public speak. This is an application for a renewal of a special permit for an accessory apartment as per 300-38, the town zoning code. This property is an R120. I inspected this property on August 10th, 2026, found no violations. I have no objections to granting a renewal for a special permit for an accessory apartment.
This
Okay.
R140 on the
New
agenda.
addition.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. I gotta
Done.
do it every once in a while. I gotta step up. you know.
I'll
says
open
that
up this
140
chair
on the
anytime for,
No, no.
for my replacement. But anyway, so I will make a motion to grant the application for the renewal of the accessory apartment at 1881 Morning View Drive for a period of 3 years. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
It is an R120.
Okay, so
Thank you.
you're approved. For these renewals, 3 years from now, you don't necessarily have to come to the meeting.
Oh, okay.
Unless you want to, I mean,
Yeah.
this is
No,
like.
that's okay.
It's like,
Thank
a-
you.
it is like a night out,
When
you
the
know.
building
so.
inspector comes, he tells you that there's some kind of violation that might need to be addressed, then you
Okay.
would be
Thank you.
recommended to come. Okay? You're welcome. Carpino? Oh. 11 is an application to construct an accessory structure, a gazebo with a side yard setback of 7.4 feet where 10 feet is required at 1145 Glen Road. Could you just state your name for the record?
Yep. Good evening, Ron Carpino, 1145 Glen Road.
Okay, so we'll take a quick look at the plans here. I see a picture that looks like this. Is this,
It's a kit gazebo.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like the one you guys got out here. Purple leaf, same kit,
Okay.
but bigger.
and it's somewhat attached to the house, I
No.
guess?
No.
No.
It's in the backyard. Look at the survey.
It's taken the place of a child's swing set.
Yeah,
Massive
there was a-
swing set.
Where is the survey?
Occupies the same ground.
Backyard?
This is like an adult swing set.
With beverages.
It's secured to the ground?
Yes. They
Bolts,
recommend,
anchors?
yes, concrete and J bolted down or Hilti bolted. So it does blow away.
Yeah,
I don't want it blown away.
some lift under those
It's got a
things.
massive piece of property, really, it's got a lot of room in there.
Well, that's part of the issue, I guess. So why do you have to put it in the setback, with this, given the size of the property and the space that you have?
So one is, I have an accessory apartment down there, and when the people kind of look out, I didn't want the gazebo blocking their view, so they exit underneath my porch, and wanted kind of a nice view. And like I had explained, there was a very, very large wooden swing set over there in that area, and I was like, well, okay, I'll just put that there.
Okay, I'll read a memo from the building inspector, as I've been doing. It's a memo from Steve Frayetta. The applicant is seeking a building permit to construct a gazebo that requires a side yard variance of 7 feet 4 inches, where 10 feet is required, have inspected this property and have no objections to granting the relief. Anyone in the audience for this? No.
The man back there.
Any, anybody from the
So
board
it's
have any
directly on the
comments?
ground?
No, no, no. It's gonna be on concrete, which
It's
is
on-
on the ground.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm sorry if that's what you meant.
Right, you
So
have a
it's on the
concrete, you
ground.
have a concrete pad,
A slab?
you have a concrete slab?
It's not a whole slab. It's
it's a
like
footing?
imagine like a thin ring footing, probably about the width of this lectern. So it makes like a figure eight.
Any other comments? I mean, it's a bit large and I guess, I don't see any major issues with it, especially given that there was a large swing set there.
Anybody here in the audience?
No one in the audience. So what I'll do is make a motion to grant the application, grant the variance for a side yard setback of 7.4 feet, where 10 feet is required, at 1145 Glen Road. This variance is specific to the plans submitted for a gazebo that has to be built in substantial conformity to what has been put in. In other words, no walls and
No.
any, so it's just like you just have to build what's in these pictures because that's what we're
Yeah, don't make a
granting.
chicken coop out of it.
And not, the setback does not apply to the remainder of the property line as well. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, it's done. Okay,
Oh, thank you.
Good to go.
Watson. This is an application seeking variances to construct an addition that requires side yard setback of 23.3 feet where 50 feet is required, and a rear yard setback of 70.1 feet where 75 feet is required. A previous variance was granted in 2021 and 2000. The address is 772-774 Pines Bridge Road.
Yes, sir.
So it's two lots, I guess. So can you just state your name for the
Yeah.
record?
My name's Thomas Harbison. I'm the architect and
Okay.
the husband, and this is
Susan
the
Watson.
applicant.
Okay.
Mrs. Watson, I presume.
So we have, I guess, filed for the permit, have not built anything.
This is a really bad night not to have any visuals too.
Yeah, it's
Because
okay.
there's nobody behind us. The house on the one side is at least 300 feet away. The house on the other side is at least 500, and there's no house in the back. There's a bike path like a half a mile
We
away.
gave you guys a variance once before. Was that at the very back of the house, that little?
Very back of the house, and I just want to build over top of that.
So you want, so basically it's the same footprint?
It's
Basically-
slightly different.
All right.
When I built the laundry room addition, which is what that was,
Yeah.
I ordered 14-foot 2x10s, I think it was. And I couldn't get 14-footers, so I got 16-footers. I let them cantilever over 2 feet. So I'm going to build up there.
Okay.
But
Okay.
then I also, it's for an office. And I want a separate egress. So I'm actually cantilevering out beyond that and cantilevering my rafters over and forming a small porch out there that I can use to
Which
put
side,
stairs.
okay, so if I'm in.
That's in the back.
So if I'm in
everything-
the back of the house and I'm looking at towards the street, is that gonna be towards the left-hand side where the turret is? On that side, is that?
No, it's going to be
the
on
other
the
side.
back, on the other side.
Okay. We're just trying to figure it out.
You guys were over there before. Like I said, and then if you look at the elevations in the section, last year before everything started going up, I purchased a whole package of solar panels, 16 of them,
Wow.
big ones.
Okay.
And I need a place to put them on the south side of the house.
Right.
That's the only side that gets sun.
Okay.
And so that was an ulterior
And-
part of it. So I extended the roof 4 foot on each side of the
You could
structure.
sort of would accommodate,
So I can, it's gonna be 20 by 20 basically in the end. I'm using 20-foot 2 by 12s.
Of the two previous variances that you had, only one pertains kind of, that's mixed with this, the one that you're
Yes,
overbuilding over. The other one was just,
Was for a garage.
was a garage unrelated, yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Totally removed and
Yep,
just
yep,
attached.
Okay, so I won't ask, I assume no one has a comment on this application?
I just got one comment. The solar panels are rooftop?
Yes, sir.
that's, I was, reading my mind, I was gonna say, you're gonna be back before the planning board if it's
Now,
not.
They're slightly different, though. I bought the solar panels I have, they're the top of the line. They absorb sun from both sides. They're called bifacial solar panels. So they're gonna be up off the roof probably a foot or so. They're gonna have to be parallel with the roof. I would rather
But
they
they're
not
mounted
be.
on the roof, they're not mounted, they're not
Mounted on
mounted
the
on the
roof.
ground. Cause if
No,
it's on the
no.
ground, you gotta go see the planning board.
Yeah, no,
and
these
approval.
would be on the roof.
Right.
Okay.
Are they gonna increase the elevation?
So that's the plan. I wish you guys had been that. I was changing my brakes, so I didn't have time to
You
print
can
them
do
out.
everything, architect, brakes.
No,
Well, I was a carpenter
You
for
gonna build it
25
too?
years before I became an architect.
Where at?
So, all over the place.
Trying to go-
Queens,
going by the
Oh,
accent.
the
Hold on.
accents. South Carolina.
South Carolina, okay.
I could have changed it a long time ago, but you know what? You are what you are.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, I have a memo from our building inspector. The applicant is seeking variances to construct an addition that requires a side yard setback of 23.3 feet where 50 feet is required and a rear yard setback of 70 feet 10 inches where 75 feet is required. A previous variance was granted, number 19/21, all as per section 321 of the zoning code. A building permit and a certificate of occupancy will be required. I've inspected this property on August 10th and found no violations. I have no objections to granting the relief. Anyone from the board have any commentaries on this one?
Nuh-uh.
More questions?
No. We have
Okay.
all, we get all the files, so we were able to
Yeah.
look at all this.
You did
before we-
look
Yep,
at
yep, yep,
everything?
yep.
Because I
So
did
we're-
all the calculations, shear and,
Yeah,
load.
Yep.
So,
we checked them.
Yeah.
we're good?
Yeah,
You
we,
did
uh,
check 'em?
Got one left for, that's a renewal.
So we can go to Taco Bell now?
Yeah.
Really good.
Just don't eat the
Alright,
lettuce.
Thanks, I don't get to do that too often.
We have to
Oh,
vote
I
on
have
it.
to vote.
Okay.
We're getting
Yeah,
Not so fast.
Been here before, so I should know that.
so that goes, do you need this?
Okay, so I'm going to make a motion to approve the application for a variance to construct an addition that requires a side yard setback of 23.3 feet where 50 feet is required and a rear yard setback of 70.1 feet where 75 is required at 772-774 Pines Bridge Road, with the stipulation that this applies only to the requested variance and not the remainder of the property line, and the project be completed in substantial conformity to the plans that have been submitted. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you,
It's
sir.
granted.
Thank you.
Taco
You're
Bell.
welcome.
Good night.
Good night. So we only have to
Bad notes.
circle back, yeah, to, I think, one renewal or?
The only, that's the only one we got left.
Yeah.
We did the other renewals up front.
Yeah.
People came
Fremont.
first.
Oh, we did
So we've got
Fremont.
Fremont,
Yep.
our,
Fremont and,
oh, we did all of them. There's
Make
nothing
better
else
notes.
outstanding.
Why can't I?
Wiley. Or no, Boonjaj.
We did it.
Boonjaj?
We took care of Bunjaj.
we did,
He's
we
got a
did
shed
that.
and his apartment. And we gave him the apartment and we said we're gonna
Okay,
see
'cause
him
he
next
was
month to see the
And-
shed.
Yep, yep.
Ms. Gelman was here, so we have Fremont.
Okay.
This Fremont.
So this is an
I kept a
application
good
for
sequence
renewal?
here. You know,
of,
everything
yeah,
flew.
thank you
I
for doing that.
Didn't miss anybody.
Nice job.
Thank you, it doesn't happen too
Nice
often.
job.
Renewal of an accessory at 1420 Mohawk Road. Do you want to see if there's any memos in there?
Why, certainly.
There is a memo.
Well, there is a memo, and it says here, this is an application for renewal of a special permit for an accessory apartment as per 300-38 of the town zoning code. This property is in the R110 zone. I inspected this property on August 10th, 2026, and found no violations. I have no objections to granting a renewal for a special permit.
Okay,
Everything?
so I will make a motion to approve the accessory apartment at 1420 Mohawk Road for a period of 3 years. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so that's granted. That's it, right?
That's it. Nothing else.
Okay, that concludes our meeting for tonight. Good night and happy zoning.